Ghetts is back up in court. 2 more charges. 2 more charges for Ghetts. 2 more charges. What are we saying? Welcome back to the channel, Ear to the Streets. If you're new, as always, subscribe to the channel. I did say more content on here. More content is coming. I did say I was not going to talk about this case until there was more information that came out, until there was something to talk about. And look, I think it's still going to be the same as it was in the last videos around this situation. First of all, we got to say Yubin Tamang. Got to say his name, because I think a lot of us, including myself, we talk about Ghetts, but we never mention the victim's name. The victim, Yubin Tamang, 20 years of age. Remember, 18th of October, lost his life due to the reckless, dangerous driving, death by dangerous driving of Ghetts in that situation in Essex, driving erratically, found weed, alcohol in his system. He was in court yesterday. We're going to cover all of that in this video and try and explain to some people, because I know there's some people out there that they don't know the legal system. So when I'm doing these videos, I'm not doing it for clicks and views. I'm doing it to be informative for people that might not actually understand how the court system works. Because I was reading a couple of things, people saying, oh, he's going to be sentenced to yesterday. And I'm like, you can't just sentence a man. There's got to be, there's a process that you have to follow. Do you get what I'm saying? So, but he's been charged with 2 more. Yesterday he was in court for 2 more. He's got 2 more counts of dangerous driving. Now, if you remember back to the 18th of October, the first offense was just dangerous driving, reckless driving. That then escalated. If you remember, that was on a Saturday. He was arrested. They found the car hidden around a couple of streets away, all the rest of it. He tried to hide the evidence, all of that madness. And then that Monday, he was in court. Unfortunately, Yubin Tamang lost his life. He died due to his injuries. 100-mile-an-hour car hitting him, putting him 70 feet in the air. He wasn't able to survive from the injuries that he picked up. We then get the death by dangerous driving charge. That was on the following Monday from the 18th of October. He's been on remand since then. He hasn't been given bail. He was in court yesterday. Now, I thought he was going to be in court because I thought this was going to be the plea hearing, but this was actually a case of 2 more counts. And he's being charged again with an offense of dangerous driving before the event and another count of dangerous driving after the event. So those 2 things are happening because obviously before the event, he was driving erratic before he killed an innocent man. And then afterwards, he didn't stop. And he was also still driving erratically after that. So of course, the CPS are going to throw that at him as well. Now that can come with 2 years each count bundled up together. So this is not like a little slap on the wrist thing. This is an actual, like, you can get proper time for this. This is not like a little sentence. You're not going to receive some tiny sentence for that. But it's mad. It's mad. Do you know what I think is mad as well? There's a lot of people that, and I'm not saying people have to speak up at all. I'm not saying people have to speak up at all, because look, everyone to their own thing, and if you don't want to talk about it, you don't want to talk about it, it's cool. But I do find it mad that, bearing in mind, obviously, people put Ghetts on this mad pillar, this mad pedestal. They put him up there. They said he's that. He's the pillar of our thing. He's the beacon of hope. Everyone put him on that pedestal, and now it's radio silence. It's radio silence. If this was I don't know, other way around situation, and Jack Grealish ran down flipping some innocent black boy, 20 years of age, I guarantee you there'd be people out there. Someone asked me the other week, why am I so bothered about Yubin Tamang? I'll be honest, it ain't even about Yubin Tamang. It's about what's right. Like, let's not forget the victim, but let's also not try and mask over and find excuses because we like Ghetts' music. I told you in the last video, I was one of Ghetts', I loved Ghetts' music. I still think he's one of the best MCs. But that can't overshadow morally what's right in life. That can't overshadow that a young man, 20 years of age, has lost his life. But if the roles were reversed, I do question whether there'd be a bit more noise. Would there be protests? Would there be people wanting answers, demanding answers? Would there be more uproar from the community? I do question that. I do question that because it's silence. Like I'm seeing people, no, all the people that you would expect to kind of come out if this was the other way around. They'd be talking, there'd be justice for such and such. There's none of that. There's none of that. And I find that very, very weird. I find it weird behavior that people are trying to find rationale for decisions made by an individual that's taken someone else's life. That's what I find funny. I find it strange, but that's just probably just me. That's just me. But in terms of the case itself, look, it's not looking good. Obviously, Ghetts was at the Old Bailey yesterday. Yubin Tamang's family was there. Ghetts was there via video link yesterday. Didn't appear in person. But now it's looking like the plea hearing is going to be on the 8th of December. Now, for those that don't know, if he pleads guilty, they will go to the pre-sentencing hearing. There's normally, depending on the reasons for you might want to put a pre-sentence report together and all the rest of it. It goes, there's no trial. If he pleads guilty, there's no trial. It'll just go straight to the sentencing. Judge will give him what I think he'll give him. It could be anything from community service to life in prison to 12 years, there or thereabouts, based on the sentencing guidelines. If he pleads not guilty, and I'll be honest, I'll be surprised if he pleads not guilty. I'd be surprised if he pleads not guilty. The evidence is stacked up. The evidence is stacked up. You've got CCTV, eyewitnesses. You got the car in question with damage to the car. There'll be Yubin Tamang's DNA on that car. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's pointless. Don't, like, if you've got any level of remorse, and we'll talk about remorse in a minute. If you've got any level of remorse, you just plead guilty. But if he pleads not guilty, then there'll be a trial pre-hearing. That's where you can gather evidence. That's where you can put your case together from a defense point of view, or if you're the CPS, you gather the evidence. And like I said, the DNA witnesses will be called to the court. But it's hard. It's hard. I don't know how he's gonna listen. If he's got any common sense, he'll just plead guilty. He'll plead guilty. If it does go to trial, because the pre-hearing will be January, February now, and then the court case will be more than likely, it could even be it could be this time next year. And there's still a long backlog because of COVID for court hearings, especially cases that are, now the only reason they might fast track this through is because it's got a high profile around it and all the rest of it. But if this was a normal, regular guy, he could be looking at another 12 months on remand before he even gets to court to his hearing, because of COVID and the backlog of cases and all the rest of it. But if he does go to court, I reckon it'll be a 3 to 5 day court hearing. I reckon it'll be around late 26, spring, maybe 2026, maybe even this time next year. Now, like I said, he can get anything up to, because don't forget, this is dangerous death by dangerous driving. And there was a similar case in 2023 where a man was given, he was doing 90 in a 30 and was given 12 years. So they don't look, the courts do not look at this offense very lightly. They take it very seriously. There's near enough 2,000 cases of death by dangerous driving every single year in the UK. So this isn't a thing where, because it gets to might let him. Nah, this is a serious thing. This is a very serious thing. And to add them other 2 charges as well. Now, of course, he's on remand. So if he was to plead guilty, they would take a lot of that into consideration, the fact that he's got some time served already. But you have to flip that as well, because he's got previous in terms of, I think any motoring offense, Ghetts might have actually got them. He's collected them like Thanos. Do you get what I'm saying? He's got all of those things. Every kind of mad driving offense, no insurance, driving without due care and attention, all of these mad things already. So he's got previous. So that ain't gonna go in his favor. Then you've got the fact that he tried to conceal evidence in terms of hiding the car, all the rest of it. He commented the whole thing, the interview, the alcohol in his system, weed in his system. And yeah, it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good for him. It ain't looking good for him at all. Now, he can get anything from life imprisonment, hefty fine, Whatever he gets, he'll get a driving ban. That's up to about 5 years. But anything like that, I think, me personally, I want to see him away for a long time. And I don't want to look down on anybody, like anybody from any race, creed, whatever. But I said it in the last video, that could be my kids walking the street. That could be my family walking the street. That could be someone I know walking the street. And the same thing happens to them. And anybody that's driving like that with no awareness of what's going on around them, no awareness of what's going on around them, no remorse, no, I've got to help him. Now, I'm not saying he would have saved him. You hear what I'm saying? I'm not saying he would have saved him, but at least try and help him. At least try and help him. Don't try and cover up your actions. Don't try and hide evidence. Do you know how calculated you got to be to still go home and sleep after you just licked someone down? That ain't normal behavior. Those kind of people, in my opinion, can't be on the streets. They can't be on the street because it's mad. It's mad. It's mad. Mad. I just think you got to look at this in a way that makes more sense. Is he guilty? 100%. Can people change their life after coming out of prison? 100%. But they need to sit down in order to do that. There needs to, I don't care if it's Ghetts or Jesus Christ or whoever, you got to sit down and think about your actions for a little bit. That's my opinion. I don't want to see someone who thinks that those actions are logical actions. Take away the fact that this is Ghetts that we're talking about. Anybody in that situation has to act better when you've got kids at home, in my opinion. But it's not looking good for him. It's not looking good. Even on a good day, you get a good judge, you get a good jury. If it goes to court, and the jury, they're still more than likely going to find you guilty. And even on a good jury, you're talking at least 5 years. Now, he might obviously get time because he's serving on remand, but even so, I actually do hope this changes him and he comes out, whatever he gets, even if he comes out and he's found not guilty, I hope this changes his whole attitude to life. Because it could be his kids one day that are getting mowed down by someone, a drink driver. It could be his wife. It could be his mum. Do you know what I'm saying? It can happen. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are. Does Ghetts deserve to walk free? What would that mean for the victim's family? Yubin Tamang. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll be back with more on this case when we get more information. Until then, keep it locked. We'll be back soon.